Not too much, dude. Yeah, it was cool. Like, yeah, you're one of the easiest ones to get a hold of.
Yeah.
So, well, to start it off, then I guess, yeah, introduce yourself then, and like, because you're in a lot. I didn't realize how many damn bands you're in. Obviously, I just known you from the Deranged, and then I looked, Metal Archives and previous bands and bands that you're currently doing, and I've heard of a couple of them like Splatter Mermaids and stuff like that. So why don't you introduce yourself and like what your resume is, so everybody's on the same page.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm Martin from Sweden, and I've been in a bunch of bands like Deranged, Razor Rape, Splatter Mermaids, as you said, Cursed, um, In Pain, and Virgin Sin, and yeah, I can't remember every damn band.
Which bands are you currently doing right now that you're still active in? Because I know you're not active in Deranged.
Now it's only like Razor Rape and Accursed.
Okay. And
Yeah,
you
and then I have a side project with my fiance, like Gorgosaur.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah. Yeah, I think we've even had them in stock at the Hell's Headbangers distro because I've seen the name. Hell, I might have even listened to it unless it's a different Gorgosaur. But
yeah, it's like HM2, old school death metal, yeah, Swedish style with
and
some of our own ideas blending
what
in. So,
what does your fiance play in that band?
oh, it's guitar and vocals.
But in yourself, then you only do vocals, or do you play any instruments as well?
I play drums mainly. Uh,
Oh, okay.
since like I was 50 years. So mostly, yeah, like every band I've been in except for Deranged, it's like playing drums. So yeah,
But you done vocals in other bands too, right? At least when I think I looked it up, it said you did vocals on other bands, right?
yeah, in Razor Rape, both vocals and drums. But now we have a really good singer and Deranged as well, and some kind of vocals in Gorgosaur. So yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you contacted me on your own. You emailed me because you saw that the Cut Carve Rip Serve Hell's Headbangers is putting the vinyl record out of it for the first time. It's at press as we speak, and I guess you heard about it when the pre-orders got announced because I think it's out next month is the ship date.
Yeah,
How did you see that? Like, because you just emailed me through that, like, hey, bro, you guys are doing this. I sing on it. Like, hey, can you send me one? I'm like, sure, send me your address. How did you hear about it?
I think I with Race Rep we made a small not a tour, but we played a few shows like 2 weeks ago with the deranged drummer, his new band called Hatchend. So he just said it like, oh, it's coming out, and then I saw it on Facebook, and I was thinking, fuck yeah, that's cool. So it's the last album I made with them. So gotta
Yeah, it's
have it.
funny. It's funny you say it because I asked twice. I forgot that I asked him the first time, and I asked him recently. How do you pronounce the drummer's name? Ricard?
Yeah, in Sweden it's Rickard. Yeah,
Ricard. Okay. I
but
asked him if he wanted to do a Zoom, and he turned me down twice. He's like, "Oh, I just don't feel comfortable doing interviews and shit." I'm like, but dude, it's just kind of like a conversation. But I mean, I get it. He's not the first to say that. But it's funny, like I wasn't even in communication with you. I was in communication always with him. And it's just funny. A lot of times the guys, I don't know, like that don't want to do it. I'm just like, I mean,
yeah,
you got to understand, man. Like, don't be wrong. I'm because it's funny. I looked it up. You're very close to my age. You're only like a couple years older than me. Um, but a
yeah.
lot of the older guys, especially even our age and but definitely higher. I understand. I think social media. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm more old school myself. But social media now, that's how you have to advertise anything. And Rickard, I know he is doing a new band. He told me about it because a little bit of a fun fact is I do this could be my 2026 of August. I'm doing my second fest that I'm personally putting on that's based around the channel. Of course, everything is still Hell's Headbangers representative because that's what I'm known for. I've been doing Hell's Headbangers since 2001. but I started this channel in 2021, so 20 years after the company started. And
Oh yeah,
this earlier this year, I did my first 1 day fest, and I'm doing next year. I already have my lineup and everything, but I talked about doing it and possibly having it my second one in the Netherlands initially. And but I was only going to do it if I can get a bunch of bands that I wanted to personally see that I'm a fan of that would be willing to come to the Netherlands. Because I was like, you know what? I was like, because I'm friends with Seth from Severe Torture and Centurion, and I've done a bunch of Zooms with them on the channel. I was like, you know what?
yeah,
Seth invited me out to come out and hang. I was like, let me just put on a show. I was like, it'll probably be easier to get a lot of these foreign bands that I want to see to have them instead of getting visas into the US. And it was funny because Deranged was one that I asked Ricard, and it's weird because when we set up the Cut Carve Rip Serve LP around that time, I could be mistaken, but I'm almost positive he told me Deranged is done. We're broken up. And then when I contacted him if to reform Deranged to do if he'd be interested in playing in the Netherlands, my second fest, it sounded like Deranged is back together, and he sounded somewhat interested. But then he kind of pulled out. He's like, the other guys can't do it. I forget the reason, but nonetheless, Deranged can't play. But when he was sounding interested, he brought up his new band. He's like, is it possible we can add that to the bill? But
yeah.
I haven't heard it yet. What is it like? Isn't it more like punk or
I think it's more like aggressive thrash
okay?
with some hardcore stuff. I don't know, but yeah, it's cool. It's really, I like it a lot, and think you should
Yeah,
check it out.
because he sounded very enthusiastic about it. And for those watching that don't know, maybe they're newer to Deranged, or they're like me, they don't know every lineup of every album they listen to, because hell, you gotta.
Yeah,
It's cool to see behind you a proper goddamn physical collection. Like myself, that's how I am.
yeah,
I'm sure you don't know every member on every album. So
uh,
for those that don't know, is Rickard is like the only original guy from Deranged.
he's the only one left.
But it's cool
So
to see because I was going to get into that since before you brought him up. Like, so you only sing on two Deranged albums, but you guys are obviously you're still on good terms then, even though you left.
yeah, no, absolutely no bad blood. So
Well,
good
and then
terms.
since you left, they did I think two albums, the Obscenities, B flats, and the Murderous. I think those are the only two. Struck by is it just two records or maybe an EP? Like there's only two albums post you, I believe.
Yeah,
Maybe three.
Obscenities was right before I came in the band.
Okay, it's not
Obscenities.
Obscenities. Yeah, Struck and well, there's two for sure. Two that were on. I think it's on
Yeah,
Agonia. Or not?
struck and I can't remember the latest
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I'll give it a shout out 'cause I liked both albums, but what did they say?
Yeah, it's actually in my old band, Splatter Mermaids. It's actually the singer from Splatter Mermaids on those two, the last two
Well,
deranged
Well, I
albums.
guess yeah. Get into that then. Like, why did you leave, and like why swapped out? Like, it seems like Deranged. I mean, I was adding it up. Shit, what do they have? Like They got to be the most. They might have Incantation beat as far as amount of different singers. Like,
Yeah,
there's been so many singers swap outs. It's insane. Like, what? Like, what was the reason? Obviously, you can't speak too much on the other guys unless you know. What was the reason you didn't stick around?
I think it was. I'm a drummer from the start, and it was really fun to sing, try that in deranged. But I just want to focus on my other bands, and yeah, then there was some small issues with the band split up, and then we reformed, and then I didn't have the motivation actually. So yeah, I
Hmm.
just felt like it's better to get someone else giving 100%. So
Now when that was your answer, was Ricard was he like bummed out, or did he care? Or is he like, oh, it's all cool, bro, or was he kind of upset or let down, or
yeah, maybe I think he was a little bit let down, but I can understand him as well. He needs to find a new singer and so on. So, but we are
Hmm.
on good terms now. So, and for the last yeah years. So
Hmm. Now how well do you know any of the guys before you? Like, for example, like I said, you're a couple years older than me. So I was around 15 or so when 3 and the self-titled came out, which is the same singer on those. Those were the first two Deranged albums I picked up, was 3 and Deranged. So
Oh yeah,
those are like my favorite ones to date, just because they're the first ones I heard. I was a kid when I bought them, but I own every single album and I like every single album, which is rare because a lot of bands I don't like every album by them, and especially when they change singers. A lot of times I kind of fall off because I'm like, it just doesn't sound like the same band. You know what I mean? It's like it's not
yeah,
necessarily band; it's just not the band that I know. For whatever reason, Deranged it kind of worked. Um, how well
yeah,
do you know like the previous singers? Because then there's High on Blood and Rated X, different singers, and then obviously after 3 and Deranged, there's Plainfield Cemetery, and then I think the Obscenities and Flat. That guy sings on just those two, I believe. Seems like every guy
yeah.
lasts one or two records, to be honest. Do you know? But the question is, like, do you have any? Do you know any of those other guys, and why do they not stick? It just seems like I don't know. Maybe Rickard's hard to work with, kind of like maybe a John McEntee from Incantation, but he self admits, yeah, I'm a little hard. Maybe like My Way or the Highway is because that's a lot of freaking lineup changes.
Yeah. No, Rickard is a cool guy, but I don't know. In the past, maybe it was more like, yeah, I don't know. I can only speak for myself. It was nice. So, but actually, the old singers living in the same area here in Sweden, and the first singer, I think, Per, he's the guy that runs Regain Records.
Oh, okay. It's funny because we deal with that. And I've seen that. And I never put two and two together. Shit, I got to get his ass on a Zoom too.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He has a lot of, yeah,
So I
cool
never knew,
stuff.
bro, dude. I never knew that. I never knew that Per, which I knew there was a Per that sang from Deranged. I didn't realize there's a Regain Records guy, and Regain Records put out. I mean, hell, I think they put out because I brought up. Yeah, the Regain put the first time you put out the Red Light Murder Fever CD,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and I was actually going to ask you about this because
yeah,
I own every album, at least a CD or LP, and most of them I own on vinyl. Like I own 3 on vinyl with the bonus 7-inch. I own the self-titled. I believe it comes on a gatefold cover. Rated X and High on Blood, those got reissued on vinyl. I think it was Regain that reissued those about 5 or 6 years. They came in through Hell's Headbangers. I'm like, fuck yeah. And
yeah.
I picked both of those up. My question is because I said on the channel earlier, I don't know if Red Light Murder Case exists on vinyl. If it does, I've never seen it. Does it
No, it
exist?
doesn't. It doesn't. So maybe Per is bringing that out. Hopefully.
Okay, because if he doesn't, like Per, like this is out to you, is like now that we're doing the cut, carve, rip, serve, I would totally be interested in doing the red light as well. Because if it doesn't,
Yeah,
that's the reason I picked cut, carve, rip, serve, because I knew we have a good business relationship with Barrett's from Severed Records. And since Severed Records put it out, and I knew Severed Records doesn't do vinyl. I'm like, I have Barrett's email. I was like, I've talked to him I mean, I've talked to him many times in the past. So I just hit him up. And I was like, can we do it? So I knew it'd be an easy kind of like either at least he would respond. And
yeah,
with Red Light, I assume that since it was on Regain, that it at least came out. I just never seen it. But yeah, if they're not planning on doing it, hell, then Hell's Headbangers would definitely be interested. Or yeah, Per, you should definitely have Regain put it out.
yeah. I think you should ask him about it.
Yeah, you got. So after this, send me his email. I'll get in touch and I'll try to set up a Zoom with him as well.
Yeah, yeah. I will.
Because hell,
So
him and I will have a lot to talk about. Because obviously, I'm a Deranged fan. He was in Deranged, and we both do record labels. So I'm sure we can have some common
yeah,
ground there.
and I think he has also some good stories to tell you about the range in the old days.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's funny. I can't remember the exact year, but it was around the time that roughly you were in the band. But I've only seen Deranged once in my life, and it was at the Maryland Death Fest, and I think it was around 2016, 2015, is around there, but I can't remember the exact year. Was did you play that? Were you the one singing for at that time?
No, it was the singer from my old band, Spare Mermaids, Johan.
Okay, okay,
I think it was Johan. I'm not 100%, but I think he was there. So
yeah, because that was the only time I seen Deranged. And have you ever played in the States yourself? Like, have you ever been here?
I've been in the States, but never played. Only like New York for, yeah, visiting and you know.
Okay.
and I will definitely want to go back. But yeah, gotta have the time.
Well, so what do you think, for example, like, because like a band like I guess because since during the time that you were in the band, Deranged is a band, even when you entered it, they've already been around for what, since 92 or so was roughly the first demo, I think. Very early 90s. So by the time you're in the band, they're already around for close to 20 years. And they have several albums under their belt, but they kind of like didn't do much touring, like, a band like Chrissy and Wood or Incantation or not
Yeah,
necessarily the bands, the Cannibal Corpse, Deicide sides, but still underground, but getting their name out there and they've been around and have several releases. Why do you think Deranged kind of got overlooked in a sense in the scene, even though they have so many albums? And like, why do you think you guys didn't come to the States more often and do more fests or maybe like a 10-day tour or something like that where just the offer's not there? Is it because it's work or is it because like what do you think the reason be?
I think in the around the millennium they were quite active. They made some tours with Immolation and even I think Dying Fetus was support to them in 98 or 99 in Europe.
Hmm.
And but then when I came, yeah, we didn't get so many offers, but I don't know why. It was maybe it was a lot of tech bands, started popping up and shit like that. I don't know.
Hmm. Yes, I just always thought that was kind of weird, at least in some of the fests. Because I mean, I'm sure Deranged has been the US more than the one time I've seen them, but none of the times I know about. Like back when Brian Baxter would host the Ohio Death Fest and shit. I think he did try to get Deranged once, and that was in the very early 2000s. Because Ohio's where I'm from, and I was always at the Ohio Death Fest, and you'd get nothing but brutal bands. I want to say he tried once, and that probably would have been anywhere from 2000 to 2002. It's just
Yeah.
there's a few bands in that category that are the size of Deranged and shit. And I was just like, it just never made sense to me. While I was almost like, I don't want to say totally overlooked in the scene, but at the same time overlooked compared to like, yeah, the Immolations, the Incantations, etc. Like, because on that level they're not even close to that size.
No, no, I don't know, but yeah, I think we deranged only play in the US once. That was Maryland Fest. So I don't know why the offers didn't showed up. It
Mm-hmm.
was maybe they were more popular in Europe, or I don't know. They made
Mm-hmm.
some tours in Japan and stuff like we were in Russia like two. I was there once, and then they went back after I
I
left.
always wondered that. How is playing in Russia? Is that like kind of like a little nervous? Like you're gonna get fucking I don't know. It seems kind of strict over there to say the least.
Yeah, when I was there, it was like yeah, a little bit weird, not weird, but a cold. It was in the middle of the winter, I think.
Well, when you're there, do you kind of feel like you're walking on eggshells, like almost like you're going to be arrested for any little thing? Does it give that feeling?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. It's the buildings and the people. I don't want to I don't have anything against the Russians, but at that time it was maybe a little bit weird.
Mm-hmm. Because I always wanted, because like with HELLS HEADBANGERS, we ship all over the world every single day, right? But we
Yeah,
don't ship to Russia. I'm not like rarely. Like I could count on one hand how many times a year we ship to Russia, which is kind of weird. It's like, but you see like videos and stuff of metal shows, and there's people that show up. It's like I kind of wonder like where do they get their metal merchandise at? Shirts and CDs or whatever, or they just I like for example, when you went there then, how was the crowd and how was the interaction and
the crowd was good. At some shows it was like crazy crowds, and there were a lot of merch stands with imported CDs and their own Russian pressings and stuff like that. So the metalheads are really dedicated, I think.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Because like and this style of music like wearing like I don't know, a shirt that can be considered offensive. That's no problem over there that people just walk around with it. Because obviously, if you do that in Iran or something like that, like you'd probably get killed.
yeah. Yeah, I didn't notice anything like that, so I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Well, then because you just played a show last night, right? Last
yeah,
night.
last night in my hometown, Malmö, in Sweden, with Razor Rape and some other bands.
Now, see, because Razor Rape, I've seen the name, and I think we carried it. Hell, we might you can check the site, people. We might even have it in stock.
Yeah,
I'm assuming based off the name that it's like more brutal death metal stuff. That's an educated assumption, or at least gore grind or something of that nature. Am I correct or incorrect?
yeah, you're absolutely correct. It's a
Okay.
mix of death metal and gore grind. Usually it was more like gore grind, but now we're more like death metal, brutal death.
So having said that, like over in Sweden, Sweden's traditionally more known for like the Swedish death metal sound. And it's funny is like I've said on my channel, I think bands like Deranged and Regurgitate were the first. I'm sure there's underground bands that maybe just did a demo only, etc. But the first kind of like bands that carried on and did several albums to really break out of that mold.
Yeah,
Um, the same old sound because if you heard Deranged in the early '90s, let's say '94, and you told them they're from Sweden, nobody like you'd have to tell someone they're from Sweden. No one would guess. As opposed to a lot of the bands coming out from Sweden around that time frame, you could just tell by the sound, like, oh, this is probably from Sweden. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, Deranged and Regurgitate were like the really the two that broke that mold. So having said that, like, how is even with Razor Rape and when you were in Deranged and all the brutal death and just brutal death metal in general shows, like, how is that scene over there for that genre, for the brutal death, the gore grind, and just the more brutal shit, like as opposed to traditional Swedish death metal, melodic death metal, and black metal and shit. That's what I think Sweden's known for and what comes out there. So like, how was last night's show and how are shows in general and the fan base for that stuff genre?
I think it's still, the really extreme stuff pops up a band every now and then, but it's still very underground. And there are some shows and maybe some support bands for bigger bands, but it's still very small shows. So it's still the bigger bands, like
Mhm.
the bigger names that are dominating.
But like for example, like last night's show, like roughly how many people were there? Like was it a really underground show, less than 50 or
Uh, yeah, maybe 50, 60 people,
okay?
something
Because
like
that's a lot
that.
of underground shows here too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a mix of us and some punk bands and some hardcore stuff. So maybe there would be more if it were more metal
Mhm.
bands. I don't know, but maybe after the pandemic, people are showing up to the shows more than before. So
Yeah, I'd say it's kind of the same here. I mean, I can't think of when the time frame was, but I've talked about on the channel where there's a huge difference in like even an underground show, but especially
yeah,
bands like Incantation, etc. When I was seeing them in the late '90s, early 2000s, as opposed to seeing them now, the size and the difference in the crowd is drastically different. And now
yeah,
some people are gonna be like, well, yeah, no shit, they're more popular now, they've been around longer. Yes, I agree, but it's like I'm saying that for underground shows too. Like to go to an underground show back in like '99, for example, if there was 10 people there, that was not uncommon.
uh,
Nowadays, an underground show, I'm not going to say I've never been to a show that there's 10 people, but that's rare. It seems like there's at least 50 at the
yeah,
least.
yeah. The same here. It's rarely really really small crowds, I think. But
Well,
also,
what year did
well,
you start going to what year did you start going to shows? Because my first year was '98. I would have been
I
13.
was I was starting like 96 something. My first show was like Cannibal Corpse and Cradle of Filth in my town. So
Damn good show in my book.
yeah, yeah. I think it was on the on the Vile album tour.
The
So
Cannibals probably on Vile, and then Cradle of Filth. What would that have been? Dusk and
yeah, I
Iron
think it
Bricks,
was the
probably.
first European tour for, I think, Corpse Grinder or something like that. It
Damn,
was
got to see the
yeah,
good shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And the good old Cradle days, not
Yeah,
like
100%.
today.
So yeah, you're known as a brutal death guy, and even you know the early Cradle of Filth. Dude, people make fun of me like a motherfucker. Guy likes Cradle of Filth. I'm like, Dude, the first four albums are fucking
Yeah,
great.
yeah. In the '90s, they were fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Then they, yeah, the rest I don't know.
You know what annoys me about it, because of course there's gonna be exceptions. Majority of the people that talk shit on the internet and say
Yeah,
that Cradle of Filth, that's a fake black metal band, etc. I'm like, and then they tell you their age. Like, yeah, I was born in 2002, bro. I'm like,
yeah,
they already sucked by 2002. I was like, so when you were just getting yanked out of mama's crotch, they already were sucking. I was like, so their
yeah,
whole so by the time they're 16, they see Cradle of Filth and big malls and being sold and stuff. I'm like, well, dude, that's not where it started off. Like, you don't like,
no.
it's just annoying because it's like, dude, shut up. You kind of don't get an opinion.
It's like it's cool to piss on some bands. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, don't be wrong. I get that. I get why somebody doesn't like later Cradle of Filth. I get it. I 100. But I'm like,
Yeah.
that's like no different than, let's say you like only the first four Iron Maiden albums, and let's say you think everything else by them sucks, and you're shitting on Iron, because nobody does that. Nobody shits on Motorhead. Nobody shits on Iron Maiden. Nobody shits on Slayer. But these same
Oh,
people, almost all of them, they don't like later albums by the bands. It's like, but you don't shit on them, but you agree that their later albums are shittier. But you have no problem shitting on Cradle of Filth, Cannibal Corpse, etc., because you think their later albums suck. It's like this weird dichotomy that doesn't make any sense with the death metal scene and the extreme metal scene, that they almost disregard the early records as opposed to
yeah,
like the classic stuff, even stuff like Razor and shit. That doesn't just get discredited if they don't like their newer albums. I don't know. It's just it's something I learned with this channel. And I find it really fucking weird.
yeah, yeah. I don't get it, but it's a trendy. I don't know. The metal scene is also it's a trendy as well.
Well, so like obviously you're wearing a Razor shirt, which is classic thrash. So
Yeah,
at the age you are now, if you're getting into any like, it doesn't have to be newer bands, but let's say you're buying any type of record or checking something out, what do you find yourself at where you're at in life now to be the most interested by? Is it death metal? Is it thrash? Is it black metal? Is it rock and roll? Like, what are you most likely to try to like pick up that you haven't heard or enjoy of a newer recording that's to you? Again, it doesn't have to be a new album. It can be something that was 40 years ago, but it's new to you. You're just now hearing. What do you seem to take to more now?
I think it's more thrash because there's still many bands that I haven't, checked out. And also, some labels are really digging gold when they find some, old obscure death metal demo that putting out. I see you're putting out Exploding Zombies,
Yeah,
something like that. That's really fucking shit. It's really cool.
I know. Dude, that's the
I,
shit. Dude, I got to see that band. I got to see that band multiple times in the very like in like
yeah.
2000, 2001, and they were awesome live. And it's a band like nobody ever talked about or cared about. I'm like,
Oh,
it's funny because I was like, that's the shit I grew up on, was that type of stuff. Was stuff like Exploding Zombies, Deranged. That's why we're putting it out. Because it's like this is the stuff we grew up on. New
yeah,
bands coming out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not that old guy to where it's like I don't like any new bands, but I'm less and less interested by new bands. I'm like, dude, there were so many really cool bands that got overlooked back in the day. And
yeah,
putting it out, and especially if it's never been on vinyl, putting it out for the first time on vinyl, so kind of like for myself, and you're giving it to the world of this. It's available to the older generation that they can pick it up, and it's available to the newer generation. They're like, I never even heard of this band. I think that's the cool. I
yeah,
think those are the coolest releases personally.
yeah. Me too. I gotta buy that exploding vinyl when it's released. So
Yeah, I
when
think
is
that's
it?
out. I think
When is it coming out?
right around Deranged. I think it's end of this month, beginning of next month. We're repressing it on CD because it's been long out of print on CD, and then we're
Yeah,
doing it on for the first time out on vinyl, and both of them are on pre-orders. Yeah, they
yeah. I gotta put in a pre-order, and maybe you can put it in the package with the deranged or something.
yeah, just email. I'll take yeah, email me after this. What you want,
Yeah.
and I'll get it taken care of because I already rung up. Yeah, I rung up your Deranged copies, so that way they're just marked. That way
Okay.
it's in the system. That means inventory's updated, and when they come in, everything just moves over and all the orders just they just all move over. Like, and then just
Oh, yeah.
you print out a stack of orders, they just all ship. You know what I'm saying?
All right. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just ready to roll. So what I'll do is whatever you want, I'll just add it on to that goddamn order, from there, you know.
Oh, thanks, man. It's really, really cool because it's
Yeah.
also when we Europeans order from the US, it's a lot of taxes and customs and shit like that. So I don't know if it's how is it for you guys when now with the Trump
Yeah.
you
So
yeah.
the best person to ask that would be my brother Chase, who I run Hell's Headbangers with, and my brother Eric, but Chase handles that parts. So far, it seems like it hasn't screwed us yet, but on paper, it seems like, yeah, like it's more so what I'm seeing is it's more so difficult getting stuff sent here from foreign countries. But it seems like it's weird because and Chase knows the reason. When we press like all our vinyl shit, for example, the Deranged, that's not pressed in the US. That's pressed over in the Czech Republic at GZ Vinyl, which is the largest vinyl manufacturer. For whatever reason, he said that's going to be no problem. I'm not sure why, but he said it's not. So far, it's not been that big of a problem. But to, I'm not. It may not stay that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hopefully not.
But for you
Because
guys, like so for example, like when we send stuff to we ship to Sweden every single day. What we do, we've been doing this since. I mean, this is the oldest trick in the book. Everybody's been doing this. This is not like Hell's Headbanger scam or anything. It's you just put a lower value on the customs form, and that usually really offsets it or fixes the problem. For example, if you get a box and there's only 3 records in it, and we put $3 a piece, the total value is $9. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Generally speaking, you don't get taxed on that then.
no, that's correct.
Okay.
Usually not.
Yeah, and that's how we ship all our packs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And if you have bad luck, it will be like $10, $15 you have to pay.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's
yeah,
but that's it's nothing. So yeah.
yeah. But I mean, from what I understand in Sweden, I mean, the taxes there in general, just on everything, is just outlandishly expensive. Is that
Yeah, it's on everything, and it's different kind of how do you say different kind of taxes on stuff. So yeah,
well, like on your income, like income taxes, is that high as fuck too?
it's like 30%,
Okay.
just right out the window. Oh no, no, for the systems, of course, but yeah, still a lot.
And then how does it work? Like, you guys have free medical, to my understanding, right? Like it's all paid for, your medical.
Yeah, it is. So
But is it like from what I know, because I know Canada's like that. It's funny when you start to hear Canadians talk about it though. It's free, but it sounds like it's dog shit. Like they're like, dude, if you got to get a surgery or something, you might have to get on a waiting list of a year, et cetera. So basically, there's like, yes, it's free, but the service is shit. So my question for Sweden, I never heard any Swedes talk about it. How is the medical treatment? Okay, yes, it's free, but is it good service? Is it like how is it?
I think it depends on what you need, but yeah, it could be long waiting lists, and but we have also private healthcare. So, but I've never had any problems. I if I have any, if I need to get it to the doctor, it's like 1 week. I have to
Like,
wait,
okay, yeah, yeah.
and yeah, yeah. You usually I think it's good overall, but then of course there are cases that are really bad when people have to wait and they just dies or something. So
Right, right.
it happens, but I think it's I don't know. I think it's okay for me. So
Are you familiar with the phenomenon over there? From what since it's probably not your world, I don't know how much you know about it, but over here in America, in the bodybuilding world, they're familiar with in Sweden. Like, if you even look like, forget if you do or don't, if you look like you take steroids, they can arrest you and drug test you. Are you aware of that?
yeah, I'm aware
I
of
mean,
that.
that's kind of
But
fucking crazy.
but
I mean, that's kind of like Nazi Germany shit. That's fucking kind of like talk about discrimination. Holy fuck.
yeah, I've read some in this people doing sports and stuff like that they are testing people, but nothing more than that. I don't know how common it is. that they test
Yeah,
to.
because there's been a few American bodybuilders that went there and they literally got arrested. I'm like,
Oh,
and they're like, yeah, but you look like you take steroids. He's like, well, yeah, I do. He's like, but I don't have any on me. He's like, I live in America. I take them there. Like, what the hell? What does that have to do with anything? And yeah, straight up
uh,
arrested. Like it's fucking that's like insane.
yeah, really, really insane.
So
No,
yeah,
I don't think we have it like that here. Not that extreme, but
it was in Tony Freeman in Sweden. He got arrested.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah.
Well, but and what do you think? How far are you from Stockholm?
It's like 6 hours. I'm
Oh,
in the
you're far. Oh
south.
shit. Okay, you're far.
I'm in the south, and like 30 minutes from Copenhagen in Denmark, where there
Ah,
are
nice.
it's mellow shows every week. So it's like, yeah, that's great to live here.
How is Denmark? That's another country I've always wanted to go. I mean, for obvious reasons, just well, at least obvious for me is the curiosity of where King Diamond came from. You know, my all-time favorite band. You know what I mean? Copenhagen, Denmark. Like, how is it there? Like, I hear it's as peaceful as it gets.
Yeah, it's peaceful, and I love the Danish. The people, the beer, the metal shows, and just how they are. They are, you know, good dudes,
Hmm.
and also it's very near to get there. It's just take the train or the car, so it's
Hmm.
like 30 minutes. The only shitty now is the Swedish, economy. The Swedish currency is really weak, so I don't go there that often because it's expensive.
Oh, really? Denmark's way more expensive than Sweden?
Yeah. So, but like in the 80s, it was like the opposite. Then Sweden were, like, expensive for the Danish people, but
Hmm.
yeah.
Do
So
you know do you know personally the guys? I don't know how much you are not into black metal. Do you know the band Denial of God? Any of the members in that band?
not personally, but I've seen them a couple of times in Copenhagen.
Because
So
that band's for like I said, I'm doing my Dead by Dog volume number 2, August 1st, god damn it, 2026.
all right.
Here in Lakewood, Denial of God is gonna be my headlining band, and they've never been in the US ever. So it'll be their first US show ever here, even stepping foot in here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So right now is it's just getting the visas together, which I have a lawyer agency working on as we speak, which
Yeah.
costs a shitload of money, which is annoying because, like you brought up the Trump shit, the tariff shit. There's a lot of stuff that's a lot more strict now. So that's why I purposely hired a lawyer agency that all they specialize in is ban visas. That's all they do. And
Yeah, I read something about what's that festival? Metal
I don't.
Threat?
Yeah, I was gonna go, dude. I was gonna go because that's a 6 hour drive, and
Yeah.
I didn't end up going personally because a lot of the bands that I wanted to see and I wanted to interview them at the show, they all couldn't get in.
It was like 40% dropped off, or
It was a
how?
lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah,
just because of the visas, or
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Ah,
Now,
that's
part
really
of it's to everybody's defense. A lot of people don't understand is not all the visas were denied. Some of them just weren't done because they're taking longer now too.
okay. How
So
long does it take?
they well before all this, generally speaking, you filed out about 6 months from the date of the show, and then you probably get them around 3 months before.
Yeah,
But now it's, from what I understand, it's taking a lot longer, and that's why. Because so my show is August 1st, and I filed for visas about just under a month ago.
yeah. That's almost a year.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
the lawyers. He told me like, yeah, you should, the sooner the better. Like, do it now because like, yeah, they're asked for more paperwork. The process is longer. Everything.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope we will get them in time. So shouldn't
They're
be a
pretty
problem.
competent because what's cool about the this lawyer I went with too is they didn't just like, hey, send us your money and then they run. They're like, send us the band's info and stuff about them, and they look into them, and they basically assess what are the odds of the band's eligibility of getting approved, and they kind of assess that before they even before even going through the process. So they did that for the first week or so, and they're like, there's a high likelihood, yes, this band would get approved.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So how many is it? Like 1 or 2 days fest or?
So my day will be one day, and I have 8 bands, but
Yeah.
I'm teaming up with what I brought up earlier, my friend Brian Baxter, who used to do the Ohio Death Fest, but he's re-bringing that back for the Friday, the pre-day, and he used to do that from, I think his first year was 97, 98 for sure, but it might have been as early as 96 or 97. And the years I went was 2000, 2001, 2002. And I saw all kinds of bands that he brought over here. Like, this is back when Aborted was on their first album he brought here. He
Mhm.
brought Cock and Ball Torture here. And then tons of, all the brutal bands, the Texas bands, Prophecy,
Oh yeah.
Mortal Decay, all that stuff. It'd be nothing but brutal shit playing. Um, and it was a really good fest. It was always a really good turnout. But he stopped, I think his last year was either 2002 or 2003, and he's never done it until now. He will be doing it in 2026. So it'll be technically a 2 day event if you want to come out for both days at the same club. Friday will be Ohio Death Fest. Saturday will be Dead by Dog Volume 2.
That's awesome. Would love
Yeah,
to go there.
yeah, yeah.
So
Severe Torture was played Ohio Death Fest in 2001 and 2002, both years.
yeah.
Um, I mean, dude, Disavow, Pyemia, Disgorge, California played it. Deeds of Flesh, Mortician, Exhumed.
That's a killer lineup.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they back then. It was awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great.
One of the few bands I've never seen is Mortician.
Never seen You never seen the Tish? Holy fuck!
No, actually not. And I don't know, they had some problems entering Europe or something. I don't know.
Well,
Because
I'm put this way, I know in detail, but I'm not going to say on camera because I mean, Will and I are. I mean, I know for friends, but we're kind of friends. Um, but I'll say what's public, what everybody knows is what was it, 2009 or 2007? It's been a while. He was arrested in Poland for pulling a knife on a taxi driver.
oh yeah.
So basically, since then, he can't leave the country.
Oh, that's bad luck for me.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
I have to come to the US.
hell yeah, you do. Actually, they're.
Yeah.
I'll see them again. Hell, dude, I've seen Mortician at least 10 times. The first time I seen them was in 1999, and I saw them just last year, and they're playing Maryland Death Fest this coming up, Maryland Death Fest 2026.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, okay.
they're playing that, yeah. Actually,
Oh
This year's Maryland Death Fest lineup is pretty damn good. Hell, you and your fiance should just come on out, dude.
yeah, I should. I see that Dying Fetus are playing a old school set as well.
Yeah, I know that's
Because
cool as
I saw
hell.
that the interview you did with John.
Yeah, how'd you
It's
like that? Did you get to
really
watch
cool.
the second posting of it? Because the first one, the microphones are a little scratchy, but somebody
Yeah,
fixed it and I reposted it. So there's a nice crystal clear one up too. I just kept them both up. But
yeah. I think I saw the better one.
yeah. The better one
So
sounds good. Yeah. If you heard this scratchy noise, that's the first one, which I was fucking pissed. And one of my fans just fixed it. And he's like,
yeah,
send it to me. I didn't even ask him to do it. I'm like, oh shit, thanks, bro.
yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
But
also the one of my favorite American bands is Macabre. So I saw,
Macabre.
yeah, and you
Yeah, they're
post
playing too.
yeah,
Yeah.
you did an interview
Mhm.
with Corporate Death. So
Yep.
really cool.
Yeah, I'm a huge Macabre fan. I like everything Macabre's ever done. I even like the Macabre Minstrels fucking thing they did. I think it's fun and it's cool. You know what I mean? With the children rhymes.
Yeah, it's a unique band. One of
Hmm.
yeah, no one sounds like them, and the
Right.
same lineup as well. And yeah, it's
Yep.
really cool. I saw them
Heck,
in Copenhagen this summer, so I
yeah.
bought all the merch and yeah, talked to them and
I didn't realize they've been to Europe and Scandinavia area that recently. I mean, I know they have in the past, but I didn't realize they went over there just that recently.
I think they made a 10-date tour celebrating like 40 years or something. 30,
Hmm.
40, yeah, old band. So
Yeah. Would so you got to meet the guys and talk to them?
yeah, talking a little bit with Chuck, the
Yeah.
bass player, right? Yeah,
Hmm.
cool guys. So yeah, and also it's always cool to see Dennis drumming. He's a insane drummer as well. So yeah,
That's what everybody says. Every drummer I've ever talked to, they all say that.
yeah, his technique is yeah, it's very unique. His chops and yeah, the fills and everything. The
Mm.
speed. It's old school. No triggers and yeah, that's cool.
So what is your take on that then? Triggers? Because for example, you coming from brutal death metal and gore grind, that style is notorious. I mean, there's more triggers in a goddamn gun show. Most of that stuff.
Yeah,
What is your take on triggers? Then are triggers? Do you prefer like for example, why is it like? I'm not saying there's nobody that does this, but I can't think of anybody off the top of my head post the year 2000. Why is it to almost like stand out and sound different? Why doesn't a brutal death metal band or a gore grind band or both? Why not have your band with no triggers? Do blast beats kind of like Carcass Recaputrefaction has blast beats, gore grind music. There's no triggers on that. So it can be done. Why doesn't any band of today or in the last 25 goddamn years, why don't they do that just for the simple fact that you'll sound different right out the gate?
yeah, that's a good question. I personally, I have trigger, but only on the bass drum when we play live, and that's only because I want a good sound, my own bass drum sound. But I don't know. Maybe it's for the recording, the sound production. I don't know. I'm not sure.
But I mean, do you think it's a possibility? Like everybody's just like it's kind of like follow the leader, blind leading the blind. You know what I mean? Like just no one's thinking for themselves. They're like, oh well, fucking deicide a morbid angel and everybody else does it, dying fetus. So that's what we're gonna do. Do you think it's a possibility of that, and they're just not thinking for themselves?
Yeah, I think production wise, it's if you're a good drummer or if you, it's no problem to record without triggers today.
Hmm.
You can, yeah, people are recording in their houses, own houses. So I don't think it's, I don't know why everyone is, not everyone, but many people are using triggers.
I mean, there's no triggers on World Downfall either, and it's like I don't know too many drummers that can outplay that.
No, it's fantastic album.
Yeah,
It's yeah. Maybe it's more in the grindcore scene. People are not using triggers. I don't know.
could be. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but we recorded one album with Razor Rape without triggers, and the sound is could be better. So we're remixing that one actually.
Hmm. What do like when you say it could sound better? Does it just sound like off time? Does it sound clunky or because like that like to use a simplistic band as like hell even as far back as like ACDC, like Back in Black, or a lot of the early heavy metal bands, whether it been like Metal Church, Omen, Battle Cry. When you
Yeah,
hear the drum, the kick, it just has a heavier sound than modern stuff does. It just does, in my opinion.
yeah, it does. And I maybe it's just maybe it's the studio as well, the engineer that's has his tricks to yeah. But it's easier to record with triggers because every beat gets the same volume in the studio and even live. But if you're a little bit sloppy or the kicks aren't that hard, then you will see a curve. So it's easier to record with triggers. Maybe that's why people are doing it.
So does that stand up to the theory then? I haven't heard anyone bring this up in a while, but certainly I have. Hell, I remember even like Jim Sadis, rest in peace, from Nunslaughter, would say this, or yeah, he would say this, and others during my youthful time, they would say triggers are cheating. What would be your response to somebody saying someone that uses triggers is cheating?
I don't agree because it's every beat you make with your foot, it gets just the same. volume.
Okay.
So it's not some extra kicks or beats
Yeah, that they're
stuff.
not making on their own.
No, it's your foot
Yeah.
going to the trigger module and then yeah, out in the speaker. So
Again, for the audience, because I got a lot of fucking stupid people that follow me, I'll clarify for them. Those aren't my words. I'm not saying triggers are cheating. I'm saying that's what people in the past have told me. I stay neutral on the topic because I'm not a musician. I'm not a drummer. So I don't go into my area and say, hey, I know. Like I don't know. I'm just saying that's what people back in the day would say. And I just, oh, okay. Because like I remember
yeah,
my friend, yeah, because Jim Sadis was a good friend of mine, uh, before he passed away, and a lot of albums hell, Christian was one of them. He would make fun of bands that I like Christian and shit. So it's got all those shitty trigger drums. So that's just what I would have to hear. And I'm like, it was his
yeah,
opinion. I'm like, that's cool. I mean, he's a grown ass man. I'm a grown ass man. I don't care what he likes. I like what I like. He likes what he likes. It's what makes it different, right?
yeah, yeah,
But that would
yeah,
be his opinion, and I'd hear that. So to hear other drummers' takes, I'm playing in the middle. I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate. Hey, here's what I heard. True or not true? I even asked. Probably should have asked him on camera. I don't remember if I did, but I definitely did off camera. Maybe it was off camera. I can't. Dude, I had so many conversations that I can't remember what's on camera, what's not. But Mike Hamilton
yeah,
from Deeds of Flesh and Exhumed is yeah, I'd say we're friends, kind of friends. I asked him the
yeah.
same thing about the triggers, cheating or not cheating, and he had a very similar response as you did. He's like, I wouldn't say it's cheating. He's like, that's a little far fetched.
Yeah, I think it just helps you to get a. If you play a live show, uh, then it's good for the audience to have the best sound. I think you hear every detail from the bass drum or snare drum. So I cannot say anything more like that.
Okay, well, I got a little trivia then for you, I guess, if you want to call it that. I just thought of it right now since you're a drummer. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah,
Throw out a few names. What do you think when I say these names? Steve Ashim from Deicide.
old school blaster.
And what do you think him doing it? I don't know his exact age, but he's got to be damn close to 60. The fact that he's still doing it, what is your take on that?
He's a machine still going strong, and yeah, he's a very yeah he's one of my favorite drummers actually in metal because his style and beats the hell out of the skins.
What is it? Because I always thought him, I always thought he didn't get enough credit. Like, of course, he gets credit. Deicide's huge and popular, but when people throw out drummer names, he just doesn't get as much. He doesn't get as mentioned as like Pete Sandoval, or obviously if you're talking all of metal, Dave Lombardo. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah,
just name certain names. Like his name doesn't get brought up as often. I always thought that was weird, and maybe because I like every Deicide album. I thought the last two albums were fan fucking tastic. I know some people hated them. A lot of those people I kind of questioned, like, did you even listen to it? And if so,
yeah,
did you fully listen to it, or did you just half listen to a song on YouTube? Because I was like, I don't know, man. If you like Once Upon the Cross, I don't know how you don't like those last two albums. I think you're fucking deaf or you didn't listen to it. That's just my opinion.
yeah, yeah. It's more back to the roots. I really like them. I pre-ordered the last one
So did I.
direct.
I pre-ordered the LP, the CD, and the T-shirt
Oh yeah,
all at once.
man.
I pre-ordered it all.
Yeah, it's a true collector. It's
Yeah,
great. Yeah, even though people were pissing on the cover
AI.
artwork.
Yeah, but here's the thing, dude. That's kind of annoying for a couple reasons. Number one, it's like let's just say you piss on it. It's like, okay, what does that have to do with the music? Because somebody like the album sucks. It's got AI artwork. I'm like, okay, you could say maybe the
Yeah,
cover artwork sucks. What does that got to do with the music? And second off, Glenn addresses it. He's like, it's not full AI. He's like, AI was used on it. And
yeah,
secondly, it's kind of like, is it that big of a deal? I don't think it's that. I mean, if I
no,
put out an album cover, would I use AI? No, but I don't think it's this beyond offensive thing like, holy shit, like it's that outlandish. Like, no.
no, no. I totally agree. I
To
don't care
me,
about.
dude, to me personally, I think it's way more offensive and it's way more outlandish when a death metal band who was nice and brutal and they had a formula, and then they put out a new album and it's got female vocals or it's got fucking keyboards, and they never had female vocals or keyboards. That to me is a million times worse than goddamn fucking AI artwork.
Yeah, yeah, really. Or bands like turning into metalcore. That's
Very. What is your okay? Yeah, that's it. What's your what's your take on what's your take on metalcore?
uh, there are a few bands that have like metalcore-ish some influences, but generally I don't like it. It's
Same, yeah, same.
the style, shortcut with yeah, the clothes and the style, and yeah, not it's not for me.
Well, then back to the names. I'll just say like a few more names to throw out there, like Max from Christian. What comes to your mind? What do you have to say?
Sorry, what do you say?
Max from the band Christian. I'm assuming
Yeah.
you know who they are. What is your
Yeah.
take on what's your take? Good, bad, yay, nay, awesome, sucks. What do you think?
That's a great band. I have like almost every album on CD.
Mm,
It's
yeah.
also a really old school classic death metal band with a sick drummer as well.
And then what is your take on Paul Merzikowicz from Cannibal Corpse drumming?
He's one of my influences, actually.
Okay.
Tomb of the Mutilated. That album is it's maybe their best.
Agreed. That's
So
I say Tomb of the Mutilated is I've always said in my was like if you had to pick one greatest death metal album of all time, I'm like, in my opinion, Tomb of the Mutilated.
yeah, yeah. He has also his own style, and I really like
Yeah.
that. He's a good guy as well. So
Mhm.
so yeah.
Speaking of that, because that's because we're talking about deranged earlier, and since you're a drummer, because I didn't realize that prior to starting, so I just knew you doing vocals. What is your take on Ricard's drumming? Because I always thought for deranged, there's not too many bands that just stand out because they have a different drum sound. For example, early Sinister, in my opinion, Sinister with Odd playing drums, he has his own style, has his own sound. You can immediately identify it. Deranged is in that category. Like you could just tell he's like, I don't know if what he's doing is good or bad. Like I can't tell, but I was like, it has an identifiable sound that no other bands in the genre sound like. Do you agree or disagree with that? And why do you think that is? You knowing him and knowing was that intentional? Or that's just how he is and it's natural and he doesn't know any other way? Or what's your whole take on that?
I think he has his own unique style. Definitely, the blast beats and yeah, just the flow in the drums. It's really brutal, and the early deranged stuff was really a trademark, I think, for Swedish death metal. Rickard's drumming and Johan, the guitar player. It's a really unique music they were making back then, I think.
Mhm. Do
But
you have
I
a
don't.
do you have personally a favorite deranged release?
Yeah, I think High on Blood and Plainfield Cemetery are
Okay.
my favorites because they're so brutal, you know,
Yeah.
and raw, brutal, and when I first heard Plainfield Cemetery, I was blown away.
Mhm.
Being
I
raped
remember when that
from
album. I remember when that album was the new album when it first came out, and
yeah,
uh, and I liked it instantly. But the first thing I thought when I picked it up and listened, I was like, God damn it! I was like, they changed singers again. I'm like, what the fuck? But I instantly liked it.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a great album. But I remember that. I remember when that was the new album. The new Deranged is out. You know.
Oh, okay, but yeah, it's one of my favorites, and the singer on that album, Kalle, he and Johan, they actually have a new band called High on Blood.
Oh no shit. I'll look into it. Oh, you know what?
I don't know
I'll
if
bookmark that.
you've seen it, but they are about to release an album, I think next year or something, on Regain Records.
I see it. Okay, yeah, 2025. They have a yeah. Okay, shit. It's new. Holy fuck. Yeah, they have some singles. 2025.
Yeah, you need to check it out if you like Deranged, and also, yeah, death
I,
metal. It's
I
really,
definitely will.
maybe it's not. Don't expect deranged, but
Yeah,
something. Yeah, a little bit slower,
I'll
but
definitely check it out.
yeah, it's maybe a little bit slower, but still fucking brutal.
Yeah, now I'm looking at it here on Metal Archives. So are you still in contact with Kale? Is that how you say his name? You said Kale?
Yeah, Kalle.
Kala.
Yeah, we have him on Facebook. So yeah.
Well, when was the last time you seen him in person, let's say?
Oh, maybe at some metal show like a couple of years ago. I think he was when we played with Razor Ramp. I think I saw him, and they play with High on Blood in Malmo like last year or something. So I saw him and Johan actually last year. Yeah.
Is there any singer from Deranged that you have never met? Or have you met every single one of them?
I think no, I think I met all of them actually. Yeah.
Like this, because the singer on the self-titled and three, what's is that what's his name? Fuck, I
Oh,
forget.
now when I think of it, High on Blood, I don't think I've met the singer on that one. I
Yes,
don't
that's
know.
I think that's the only one. I think that's the only one he's on. He sings on High on Blood and nothing else, I think.
Yeah, 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 correct.
So you have no idea what he's up to. Like you've never met him, don't know anything about him.
No, I don't. I don't. No, zero. I don't know actually.
Yeah, that's I guess it kind of makes sense because I'm trying to think like in my area, like people in the metal scene, like, but most of them like you see time to time at a show or something. But yeah, there's some people I guess that fall off. You're like, I have no idea what happened to that guy. I haven't seen him in 20 years, but lives in the same state. It's just when I think of countries like, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, I just kind of look at them as states because they're about the same size as a lot of our states. So
Yeah,
I was like, if they're all in the same music and hell, they're in the same goddamn band at one point. I was like, you just figured you would bump paths every 5 years or so at a show, I would think.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we don't have many, venues in Malmo. So when you meet someone at the metal show, yeah, it's most of the times people you have seen before. Like, yeah,
Mm.
everyone gathers and have some beers and stuff.
Um, I've always wondered, when you were in the band, Deranged, did you write any of the lyrics? And if not, who writes all the lyrics? I'm assuming maybe Ricard then, because I've always liked the song titles and the lyrics are really cool. A lot of their song titles remind me of Cannibal Corpse, Stripped, Raped, and Strangled, like the title, really clever and cool with multiple words. But it's like a lot of Deranged song titles. And it's like really clever and funny, like Hacksaw Castration and like off from the album that you're on, just shit like that that just had really cool titles, like murderous themes, but like you read them off and you're just kind of laughing. At least I was.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, yeah. I wrote some lyrics for that one, cut Carve Rip Serve. So, but I think Ricard writes the most, and then there's a guy that he knows that helps with the lyrics. I think, but I
Because
don't
yeah, even
know.
that, and especially like I said, the song titles, they just you're almost reading them and you're like, oh, that sounds like a deranged song. Like you could just kind of tell, like it has like a formula. It's like 3 to 5 words and it's something murderous and kind of
Yeah,
comical.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's clever titles. It's yeah, especially for that. Except for that Red Light Murder case, because that's based on giallo movies, horror movies from the
Is that for
70s.
people like yeah, like I said, so we gotta talk to Pierre getting this out. So people that don't know is this album.
Yeah,
Um
yeah. Most of those titles are actually movies that came on the 70s,
oh, okay, I didn't
Italian.
know that. So I assume Death Walks on High Heels.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
title of the
actually,
movie?
yeah,
Oh, I
from
didn't know
like,
that.
I think, yeah, most of them are taken from movies, actually.
The Killer wore black gloves. Is that about OJ Simpson?
It's actually also a movie, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. But so like I guess like yeah, since you're here, like what could you say memory wise? We'll go this album first, and then we'll go Carve Rip Serve next. Like, what can you say memory wise in the writing process, recording process? Like, what just you thinking back to it, what comes to your mind, good or bad? Like maybe an instance that happened, maybe a time of your life. Like, what comes to your mind when you rewind back to recording and writing this album and the process of it being created? What are some things that pop in your head? It could be completely unrelated, just in that time frame that stand out to you.
It was my it's a good memories because it was my first Deranged album, and we went to the Brno studio, and that's a really professional studio. It's not. I don't think he's active anymore. The guy who runs it, he has worked with many bands in Sweden, like The Haunted and Vomitory, Defleshed, and
Mhm.
but I think that album, yeah, it was really smooth to record. It was, I think it was only Rickard and Johan and me on that album. I think Johan recorded the bass as well. I'm not really, I can't remember everything, but it was a good recording, like 2 weeks or something.
Mhm. Did you guys all go in the studio at the same time, or did you go at certain points and like just record your parts? Because I know some bands do that. Like did you go and do vocals like when you were off work and maybe they weren't there and just you just knocked out your parts, or like how did that work?
Yeah, I remember Rickard recorded his drums alone, and then I was there when we recorded the guitars and yeah, vocals and mix. So we did some pre-production. I think Rickard actually sang the pattern of the lyrics. He sang that in the some smaller studio, and then he sent it to me. Like, that's the way he wanted to have the lyrics and vocals. So
Mhm.
that's cool. Hearing his Tom Araya voice.
Mhm. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, then going on to the next album. So for everybody, I don't know if I showed it or not. This is the Carve Rip Serve. So this is the one we're doing on vinyl, and then hopefully either Regain or us do this on vinyl. Because I said it on my channel before. I assume it's on vinyl since it's on Regain. I was like, but I've never seen one. I was like, so maybe it doesn't exist either. So someone's got to get that on vinyl, whether it be Hells or Regain or somebody. But this is at press. It's up for pre-order now. One thing that stood out to me is you guys re-recorded Flesh Rebel, which is one of my favorite Deranged songs of all time. Hence, like I said, 3 and the self-titled are my favorite albums because those are the first ones I heard. Whose idea was it to re-record that song and why?
I think it was Rickard's because that's a it's a good song when we used to play it live. It was really, yeah, fucking brutal song. So I don't know why he wanted to re-record it, but maybe just to give it some new fresh with some new vocals, or I don't know.
So having said that, like you recorded the Red Light Murder, which was your first experience with Deranged. You're now going in to write and record this. Did you have anything you wanted to change or make better for you as a from your performance? Was there anything like on Red Light I didn't like how this sounded by my voice, or I didn't like how I did this, or maybe not like maybe you're like I want to add this to change it up a little bit? Was there anything in your mind going in for your second album thinking like I want to do the X whatever it is different?
Yeah, I think the Red Light is more like there are some really thrashy riffs, and the Carve Rip Serve is. Then we had a new guitar player, so that album is more like brutal death metal.
Straight up, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so I think I wanted to try some more, not pig squeals, but there are some kind of, more guttural stuff on that one. Wanted to try that. So I think it went really well, that album.
Now,
That
when you
album
audit,
was,
I always wondered that just in general too, like because when you auditioned for Deranged and Rickard, he's the only original guy. This goes for all bands. I always wondered this because some bands get it right, and some bands like what the fuck are you thinking? Like, what are you doing? Like, when you get a new vocalist, it'll be it for me. If it was my band and I had to get a new vocalist, I'm like, you have to try to sing similar to the previous style because you get some bands like, for example, I'm a big Malevolent Creation fan. I like every album, but when Eternal and Cold Blood came out, there's no way I would have used Jason as a vocalist. Not because he's a bad vocalist, and I love his shit on Divine Empire. I'm like, because you don't sound anything like Brett Hoffman. I'm like, you're not even remotely similar. It's a completely different sound, which changes the sound of the band. At least with Deranged, you guys all sounded different, the singers, but it was all really brutal, low type, nasty vocals. So it worked. As opposed to some bands, they get a different singer and they're like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? It's not even close. So my question is like, when you audition, was that anything that was taken into consideration by yourself or Ricard? Was he like, hey, we'll try you out for a singer, but it's like, hey, here's our previous albums. You got to sing kind of in this style. Or was that not even discussed? Just, hey, do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, I just went. I think I did some interview with Rickard for my old web sign, and he told me that the singer was out, and I just asked him, "Can I try?" And then I went to the studio and yeah, doing my shit, and then yeah, I got the job. So
Now, when you say trying your shit, how does that work out for like a band that's already established? Do you go in there knowing a handful of previous Deranged songs and you just go and sing those songs for them, or you sing completely new material that maybe one of your other bands was doing?
I think they were recording. They had record a new album, and they sent me the Obscenities in B flat, some song from that album, and I learned that song, and then I just went there and sang it. But I tried to, not sound like the old singer, but I tried to, uh, do my thing, but good guttural in deranged style. So yeah, to
So
fit the
prior
music.
so prior to joining the band, you didn't know Rickard or any of the guys then. You kind of got to know them from joining the band.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't know them, so it was really fun to join a established band, and yeah, just went on tour. We went on tour like a couple of months later, my first tour. So
And how did that work? Like, how did the fans go over? Like, you're now, for the old fans, you're now a brand new singer that they don't recognize. How did they seem to take to you live? And maybe afterwards, when the show was over, did they have any critiques like, holy shit, man, your vocals are really good, or I don't know, man, I didn't like yours as much as some of the other previous singers? Like, what was the feedback and like how was their reactions when you now just got on the road? You didn't even record yet, but you're the singer. Like, how was the fans reacting?
I think I think went well, and I think the fans were, yeah, the shows were cool. So I think the feedback was good. But also we didn't have any bass player on that tour, so it was just me and Rickard and Johan.
Oh no
So,
shit. Okay.
yeah, because the old singer he did bass and vocals. So
Yeah. I did know that because it's funny when I was looking, I was like, are you the only one that only did vocals? Or maybe the guy in High on Blood. But I was looking, I was like, everybody else like did bass and vocals. Were you the
yeah,
only one that only did vocals, like all for all the albums? I think you might be. Maybe the new guy too, the current guy.
yeah, the current guy only vocals too, but
Yeah,
was Kalle was prior to me, so yeah, he did vocals and bass.
yeah.
Yeah, but that tour was, yeah, my first tour, and it was, yeah, sick and really cool. Just, I was like 23 years old, and the first tour, and yeah, it was cool.
Was it that fucking long? Because you're like what, 43 now?
Yeah, it was like 2006, or I was like 24 or something, I don't know.
Shit. Okay. Damn. Yeah. That's time fucking flies.
Yeah, it's really insane.
Yeah. Well, so what is the status of the band now? Do you know? Because like I said, Ricard told me like I was initially on the impression the band was broken up and done, and then my last email it sounded like, oh, they're still kind of doing it, but maybe just yeah, just kind of what happens. Like, or do you not know? Or
I think Rickard is the man to answer that, but I think he wants to play with Deranged. I think he needs some. He hasn't thrown in the towel yet with Deranged.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has more to. They have more to give, I think.
yeah.
But
Because
yeah,
if I continue doing my fests, you know, that Deranged is a band I would 100% bring to this,
yeah,
to play my fest. Because my whole goal of my fest is to bring shit that within the Ohio area you either never see ever or it's very rare, like once every 10 years at most. I don't want to bring
yeah.
shit that you can always see, like the incantations, the immolations that you just see every 2 years, you know?
No, it's more fun with something unique,
Yeah,
some special, band or something.
yeah. And I only
But
bring shit that I'm a fan of. So, like, to bring Deranged to Ohio, I'm like, in my opinion, I was like, that's
yeah,
cool as fuck.
that's sick to bring them there.
Yeah, I was like, I know none of you motherfuckers that live here seen them because I've never seen them in Ohio. So if I've never seen them, I know your ass never seen them. So
No, no. But I think also, yeah, the band members. Yeah, I don't know. They got like families and stuff, so
mhm.
busy with that. And yeah, I don't know if he will get some new members. I don't know.
Maybe he'll call you up. It's like, yeah, we got to play Dead by Dog 2027. God damn it, we need a vocalist.
Yeah, man, could do some old shit.
Yeah, I mean, technically you could do it, right? Like just do a one-off show 2027. Like hell, it'd be a free trip to Ohio to you. Everything, all your expenses be paid. Obviously I buy the flights, the visas, the hotel rooms, plus I pay the bands.
Yeah, technically, yeah, absolutely. I know almost all. Yeah, I know the songs back from from the start until my last record. So
Yeah. Now, actually, I was wondering that too. Like, before you joined the band, you said you didn't know the guys, but were you a fan of the band? Like, did you own any of their CDs?
yeah, I was a big fan actually. So I just High on Blood, and yeah, I think I have all of them.
So that's pretty cool to join a band that you're already been listening to and you were buying their stuff, and now you get to join
Yeah.
it. That's got to be even cooler, I would think.
Yeah, I was really like, can we play more songs from High on Blood? And
Right.
yeah, that's my
Right.
favorite album. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. That's how I'd
Yeah.
be too. I'd be exactly. You want to you pull your favorite albums. You'd be like, let's play these. What the fuck?
Yeah, and then after some years, we did that actually, played some favorites. So that's cool.
Yeah.
But with Deranged, there are so many albums, so it's hard to pick songs also for live shows. So
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you,
so
man, but Martin, what you got to do, man, you got to convince your fiance. You guys come over to Maryland Death Fest next year. It's in May, end of May, because Hell's Headbangers will have a booth, and
yeah,
so we'll be there. Me, my wife, Easy E, my brother, Chase. I don't know. He's 50-50, but definitely me,
yeah,
Eric, and my wife will be there. And not only, yeah, you'll be there because what I'm getting at is like, dude, we have two tents. We have a whole setup to where we have lawn chairs set up. I'll have drinks you can have free beers on the dog for Martin and his fiance. So I'm saying, so even when
yeah,
there's bands playing you don't want to watch, you could just fucking hang out in the Hell's Tent area, man. We could shoot an in-person video, just talking shit, fucking whatever, shooting the shit. But I'm saying it could be a pretty cool ass weekend. Regardless, I'm gonna be there. So and yeah, there's some cool ass shit playing. The Tish is playing, the Almighty Mortician. You can finally see them. Macabre's playing.
yeah. Ah, every year is 100% great lineup. How do
Yeah.
they manage to get all those bands? It's
Oh,
sick.
I don't know. I know. That's got to be a hell of an undertaking.
Yeah, but I definitely wanna go there. So yeah,
Well, if you do though, yeah, if you decide, yeah, hit me up an email. You know what I mean? We'll meet up
yeah,
and you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
If you need anything, I got you, man. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean?
Ah, super cool, man. Yeah, I will definitely think about it. So
Yeah. Yeah, talk to your fiance. You guys gonna be married by then? Because you said she's your fiance. You can buy married by that point.
no, no, actually not.
Oh, you
Been
guys, are you one of those you've been engaged for like 10 years? Is it one of
been
those
together
deals?
for like 18 years and still not married. So
Oh, holy shit. Yeah, you've been together longer than me and my wife. We're
yeah.
together. We're going on 13 years of being together, but March will be 10 years that we've been actually married.
Oh, that's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
anniversary.
Yeah. March 21st will be our 10-year anniversary. Yeah.
Ah, cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
So will you celebrate or something? Or
Yeah, I mean, I told her that I would take her. She always talked about wanting to go like Kirks and Teso. What is it? Kirks and Tesos, whatever the hell it is, that island, or because we
yeah,
got married, we got married in the Bahamas. And she was talking.
okay.
I was like, set it up. I was like, not set it up. I was like, talk to her because her dad and shit, they travel all the time. But I have a feeling she's gonna drop the ball. I'm like, look, I'll take you wherever the hell you want to go. Just give me the ideas of where you want to go, and we'll talk to your dad about shit. I was like, but she hasn't done that yet. So I'm like, well, I told you I'd do it. So,
Yeah, yeah,
but
okay.
but she's gonna drop her ball on her part. So I'm sure we'll just go out to dinner.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
Bahamas,
that's where we got married. Yeah. We flew down to
yeah.
Bahamas. And the way it was, what was it? I think you had to be there for at least 2 to 3 days before you could get married. Like you had to be there for an X amount of hours. So we
Mm,
flew down there on like a Friday. Yeah, I think it was 3 days because we flew down there on a Friday. We stayed there at the resort, and then we got married at the resort on a Monday, and we were there for a total of 10 days. So like we were there for another 7, 8 days after we got married, just the two of us. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
And
Cool.
then
How long does it take?
when we came back in July, then my parents and her parents they had a party for everybody to get together. Um, kind of like a to see everybody. You know what I mean? So that was a few months after we got married. But that's how we did. And I thought it was better than that. That rather than having this big ass event, you gotta, like here, I don't know. Some people have weddings, dude, and it's like it was a $30,000 bill. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck were you
Yeah,
doing?
it's same here, right? You have to
Yeah,
save like for 3, 4 years before
yeah. I was like,
you.
fuck that. I'm not paying 30 grand on a fucking wedding. Fuck that.
No, it's better to just go for a cool vacation and yeah, honeymoon stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And it was great because like we had a photographer obviously down there, and all our pictures look. You see some of our pictures, like where we got married, you would think it's fake. You're like, that background's got to be fake. You're like, no, it's fucking
Yeah,
real. It was just down there. Yeah. You're like, shit, because it looks like unreal. Like, there's no way that this is fucking real. It's like, yeah. So it's pretty cool.
yeah, Bahamas,
Oh, it was
definitely.
nice as shit, dude. Because yeah,
Yeah,
like I said, 'cause we got married in March. So
yeah,
here in Ohio in March, it's cold as fuck, and it was awesome at that time down there. Like, it wasn't like too hot, nothing. It was like 80 degrees, perfect weather. I mean, it was amazing. It was literally amazing.
it sounds really cool.
Yeah,
Someday maybe.
maybe,
But
but yeah,
I was thinking about this metal cruise, ten
yeah,
thousand tons of
yeah.
is
So,
yeah, it's like over there, right? Or
well, so to be honest with you, is I don't know a ton about it myself. I'll just tell you what I do know.
yeah,
I've talked to a couple people that have been to it and some bands that have played it, and everybody has nothing but awesome shit to say about it. And from after talking to a few people, I'm like, shit, that sounds like something I would like to go to. Now, keep in mind, I get motion sickness very, very, very easy. So that's like something that I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. But I'd be willing to suck it up. And people are like, just take some Dramamine or some medication or whatever. I was like, yeah, I might do that. But I would do it if it's a lineup I really want to go to. However, I can't convince the wife. She doesn't want to go. I'm not getting on no big ass fucking boat and it's going down like the Titanic. No fucking way. So
okay,
yeah, so
yeah, that's
that's where we left off.
all right. Maybe you can convince her in some
Yeah.
way.
I never tried too hard to convince her because
No,
I would if I saw it as announced and if there was a lineup of bands that I was like I really really would like to see at least let's say 5 or 6 bands that I really want to see, then I would start to try to convince her. But that hasn't happened since.
all right. But is your wife also into metal or extreme
Yeah,
metal?
she is. I mean, she's not into it in the sense like you or I, to the point where like she started like she was into bands like Cradle of Filth and mainstream metal before her and I got together. But she
Yeah,
knows a lot of it now. Like she knows who Deranged is because of me. And now
yeah,
is she gonna go in her car and throw on a Deranged CD on her own? No. But she doesn't mind it either, and she's cool with it. Like when we're in my car, I'll throw it. She's like, "Oh, it's cool. This is cool." You know what I mean? I can
yeah,
put
yeah.
on whatever. She does. She's never like, "Hey, shut this off. This sucks." And all the shows I go to, she's always there. She comes to Maryland Death Fest the whole time, and we watch
Mm.
bands and Yeah, so
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. It's like the same here. We're into metal, both of us. So yeah,
yeah,
playing
yeah.
in a band also is just a cool bonus. So yeah, it's
What does she
great.
think of does she like all metal, or like what does she think of like your like what does she think of Deranged, for example? Or is she more like I'm more of a thrash chick, but hey, since you were in it, it's cool, or like what's her stance on it?
I think she likes deranged, but it's more like she's more into old school black metal and
Yeah,
death metal. Some
yeah,
thrash, Norwegian thrash, black metal and stuff. So
yeah. She
so
know you're doing it. Does she know you're doing this interview?
yeah, yeah. Just downstairs with the kid and watching TV. So yeah, playing
Fair.
Roblox or something, some
Yeah,
video
yeah.
game. Yeah.
So you mentioned that you saw my John Gallagher interview and the corporate death. Did you ever see my Glenn Benton interview or my Steve Ashim? And those are in person. Did you see those ones?
No, I didn't know you have with Glenn Benton. I need to check that out.
Best Glenn Benton interview on the fucking tube,
Oh,
bruh.
cool, man. I gotta watch it.
I'll send you some link. I'll send you the links.
Yeah.
I did in person with Glenn Benton. I did in person with Steve Ashim. Did you see my Corpse Grinder from Cannibal in person?
Yeah. I show that one to my girlfriend before. Yeah, that's the guy who's gonna interview me later. Yeah, cool, cool. So
Okay.
yeah.
I'm trying to think who else. What other death metal guys, like big guys that I who fuck else? Dude, I've interviewed so many people now. Shit all blurs together. The most viewed video that has the most views of all for a while it was Corpse Grinder, but the biggest one is Attila for Mayhem Tormentor. Did you see that one?
No, I haven't. I need to check that out as well.
I'll send you a link because that's a lot of people like, dude, that's like
Yeah.
the best interview you ever did. Because
Nice.
he's hilarious. I was like, I wasn't nervous going into it. I was more a little worried. I'm like, is he going to be this Cavalt black metal guy and not have much to say, like just kind of sit there all quiet? Dude, he
Yeah.
wouldn't shut the fuck up. I'd ask him one thing, and I'm like, oh shit, this is easy. Let me go get a beer. He just keep talking.
Oh, cool. That's really nice. But did you send him the questions before, or did you just?
No, 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 no. I
No.
just asked him. I went up to him at the show. Tormentor was playing. It was this fest called Evil War. Shout out to Fernando and Perversion. God damn it. Perversion on Hell's Headbangers. Check him out, goddammit. Fernando
Yeah.
from that band, he does a fest called Evil War, and it was awesome. The club was awesome. Fucking Repulsion played, Sadistic Intent played. I interviewed both of them there, and Tormentor played, and Tormentor was fucking fantastic, dude. Attila looked evil as shit. As a matter of fact, the Tormentor set, the whole set of that night is on my channel. I posted it.
All right.
Yeah, recorded it on
So
my phone. My brother Easy E recorded it on my phone, and I posted the set. Looked awesome as shit. So Attila was singing for Tormentor, and I just went up to him. I was like, "Hey, Attila," I was like, I'm a big fan. I was like, "Would you be interested in shooting a
hmm.
interview video for my YouTube channel?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." We sat down and did
That's
it. It's like almost an
cool.
hour long.
Cool, man. Yeah, then I know what to do after we're done.
Yeah. What's
Just
other? Oh,
check
did you
out
see
the movie.
you brought up Mortician? Did you ever see my Will Romer interview?
Yeah, I think.
The one at the gym. He's in the gym.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's really,
Okay, because
really cool.
that's the only Will Romer interview that exists.
I think I need to turn up the volume because
Yeah, fucking Will. He's an idiot, dude. I'm like, I
I
mean,
think
I love
he's
the guy, but he's got
yeah,
his microphone down here. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, you gotta like, it's a
yeah.
microphone. What are you doing?
But he is quite short, right? Or
Yeah, he's definitely no Shaquille O'Neal. That's for goddamn sure.
because I thought he was a taller guy, but yeah,
No. Because I'm 5'9". I don't know what that is in your metrics. Centimeter. You guys use centimeters, right?
yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
like 184 centimeters.
yeah.
I don't know what it's in
But put it this way, I'm not tall, but I'm not. I'm considered, according to the doctors, I'm the most average height. 5'9" for a man is the most average. Like that's
yeah.
100% average across the board. And so, however tall Will is, then you see him in the video, whatever that is, whatever the remainder is.
I need to check it again. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But
definitely.
yeah, I'll send you those links, dude. Send me what else you wanted exploding zombies. What do you want, the LP or the CD or what? Like that's what you're saying you wanted?
Yeah, the LP, but yeah, I think there
Okay,
are a couple of more vinyls. I wanna. Yeah, I'll send an email with a
yeah,
order.
cool, cool.
Yeah,
And you know, do this too. If you want any links posted in the description box for current bands, like maybe you have a band camp to current bands for shit you
yeah,
want checked out, just send me whatever links and I'll put them in this description box of this video. So people that, you know, watch this and they're like, fuck yeah, this guy seems cool as fuck. I want to check his bands out because trust me, that's what they do. The
yeah,
links are right there for them, so they don't have to look around because people have an attention span for searching for shit. Oh hell, you didn't even find my goddamn Glenn Benton interview, so you're not even finding shit.
yeah,
So the links help.
yeah, yeah. I will send you a couple of links. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and
But
I
is there
will.
anything else? Is there anything else you wanted to shout out or bring up or say that I did not bring up? Is there anything I forgot that you wanted to say or was hoping I would bring up?
No,
Or
it was a really kick-ass interview. So yeah, I think you got almost everything.
yeah. So here's what you gotta do. Then here's what you gotta do. You gotta tell Per. That's how you say it, right? Per.
Yeah, yeah, per.
Tell him to hit me up for a video, and tell Ricard. Say, hey man, I had balls. I went out. I did a video. You should too. Check it out when it comes out, and then maybe you'll want to do one too.
Yeah, Rickard is the man to do the deranged.
Because I like doing these
The
because these
whole
are just
history.
yeah. Because just these videos are just better in my opinion because it's just more info. It's not just me talking because most of my videos, I don't know if you know,
Yeah.
so I do a video every single day. I have not missed one day of an upload, not one since I started this channel, and it's going to be 4 years in December. Every single day, I've not missed one single day.
Oh, every single day.
Every single
Fuck.
day.
Oh, that's fucking
My
die hard.
birthday, Christmas, New Year's Day,
Uh,
everything. There's a video. So what I'm getting at, most of them are just me sitting there talking. In my opinion, I was like, that's who the fuck wants to watch this? Granted, people like them, but these videos like this, it changes. It spruces up the channel. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So the more guys I can talk with, the better. But the caveat is, I don't have much to say unless I'm like a prior fan of the stuff. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah,
like, so like sometimes like people are like, hey, why don't you interview or have so and so on? So I was like, I don't know anything about his band, or oh, I think his band sucks. I was like, what am I gonna do? Just insult the guy the whole time? I was like, that could be fun. We could do that if he's up for that. But it's like it's like if I don't know anything about the band or I'm not a fan, you know what I mean? So it's like,
no, yeah, no, yeah. But it's more also more laid back to just chit chat like we do than
yeah,
just adding questions all the time. And yeah,
yeah. That's what I try.
usually,
I try telling all the guys because again, it's not just Ricard. He's not the only guy that said no. There's a bunch. There's a bunch I tried. They're like, I don't really know, man. I don't really like doing videos. And I tried to tell him, I was like, dude, it's just it's get the word interview out of your head. It's just a conversation. Of course, I'm going to ask you questions. I was like, but it's just think of it as a conversation. That's all it because that's literally that's all it is.
yeah, yeah. And it's I prefer this kind of yeah. I'm not doing this quite often, but it's more laid back, I think. So yeah.
Yeah, and that way you get to use practice your English more too. Because I'm assuming on a daily basis you're not speaking any English every day, right?
No, no, actually not. So yeah.
But your English is good as fuck, dude. What always is every Swede I've ever talked to is always good.
Oh, thanks. I think I don't know if I can agree, but yeah, thanks.
No, no, trust me. I've had some. Put it to
The
you this way,
basic.
dude. I won't say who. I've met some guys in person. At shows at like I won't say the bands because I don't want to insult them. And I was a fan of their band, and we're sitting there talking, right? And my wife's Lindsay's like, yeah, so what? Ask him for an interview. I'm like, he can't do an interview. I was this motherfucker. I can't understand him. I was like, so there's some people I didn't even ask to do an interview because I'm like, there's no way. I was like, his English is way too low, you know.
Yeah. Maybe the accent as well. If you're from different countries, I don't know if that's also difficult to.
I mean, sometimes guys have to repeat shit, but that's
Yeah.
not as bad. Actually, the hardest one I did, but we made it happen because I was told his English was better than it was, but it was fun. I did it in person. Are you familiar with that newer gore grind band? I'm a fan of them. Fester Decay from Japan.
Yeah, I have a. I think I have a CD or something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
total carcass worship. You're like, God damn, bro, that's a
Yeah.
carcass
Yeah.
worship right there. Holy fuck. But it's good
Yeah.
shit. And they played here in Ohio, and I went out to the show and I interviewed the singer one of the guys, well, there's two singers, but one of the singers, because I was told his English was the best. And I'm like, his English is the best? What the fuck? How's this guy don't even speak English? So most of the interview, because we sat down and recorded right away,
Yeah.
he was translating it through his phone.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
But it came out pretty good.
Yeah.
It's on the channel too with Fester Decay.
Wow, I will check it out.
Yeah. But that was the hardest one because I didn't know. People were like, no, he speaks pretty good English. I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it. I was like, whichever guy speaks the best, I was like, that's who I'll do it with. And
Yeah.
that's who they gave me. I'm like, shit, this is the best. I'd hate to see what the worst is.
Yeah, but it's also great that you can do this kind of interviews now, just
Yeah.
Zoom or Teams or yeah, with people from the other side of the world. So yeah, that's
Oh
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so you have nothing else to add then, Martin? That was it for you? Like I didn't forget anything that you wanted to bring up?
No, maybe just keep supporting in death metal and yeah, your label is fucking kick ass. So yeah,
I appreciate that, man. Yeah,
yeah,
so for everybody out there, if you want to check out, like I said, the shit that Martin's on, these are the two deranged albums he's on. This one's on pre-order now, vinyl only. First time on vinyl ever. On pre-order Hell's Headbangers. By the time you see this video, it'll probably be out in just a few weeks. So check that out if you like the brutal, sick fucking shit. Like I said, Martin's on that. That's the last one he sings on. And then check out his other current bands. He's in a ton of other. He was being modest about it. According to Metal Archives, he's in his lifetime a shitload of bands, but currently just the two. And links in the description box of what he provides for you to check out of what he's currently working on doing. And maybe, just maybe, we'll see him and his lady at Maryland Death Fest.
yeah, maybe, hopefully. And thanks for having me.
Absolutely, dude. All right. Well, it's really good talking to you, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks.
All
Take
right, man.
care,
You too. Later, bro.
bro. Bye.